All right, now we're going to look at some examples where we don't compound annually. Goodness gracious. This should say annually here, not monthly. So instead of compounding annually, we can also compound monthly, bi-quarterly, bi-yearly, quarterly, daily. So in that case, our calculation changes. And now this is the formula from your formula booklet. So let's go look at your formula booklet. So compound interest, FV is future value, PV is present value, N is the number of years, K is how many times we compound. So if we compound quarterly, then K would be 4, because that's 4 times a year. And R is still our annual interest rate. So we're still putting the same number up there, but now I've got my K in there, both in the numerator and denominator. So let's see what that looks like when we go into our finance app. So in finance app, this is the capital N value. So remember that I said capital N is compounds per year. So we put our number of years times our number of compounds, and then our payments per year and our compounds per year, that's going to be equal to K. So let's look at this. Which is a better investment? To invest $5,000 with a 4.3 annual interest rate that compounds quarterly. So let's do this. So option 1, PV is 5,000, R is 4.3, N is 7 years, K compounds quarterly, that's 4 times a year, and the future value we don't know. Option 2, we're still starting with $5,000, but now our annual interest rate is 4.5. Oh, well, obviously this one's going to be better. This wasn't supposed to say quarterly. My goodness, Miss Slyman. So let's make this one compounds bi-yearly. So that means twice a year. So we've still got a course of 7 years. K is going to be 2 for bi-yearly. So I'm doing it twice a year. And our future value we don't know. So really we're trying to figure out, is a lower interest rate that compounds more better than a higher interest rate that compounds less? So let's go look. So now I've got my first big N is going to be my number of years times my number of compounds. So I'm going to type in 7 times 4. My interest rate is 4.3. I'm putting in, so negative 5,000. I'm not making any additional payments. I don't know what my future value is, but I am making 4 compounds a year. So notice when I type in the 4 here, it immediately changes the 4 below, which is perfect. So now I'm going to come back up to my future value, and I'm going to solve for that one. And we get 6,745. So now let's change it. Instead of compounding quarterly, I'm going to take 7 years and compound twice a year. And then 4.5% as my interest rate. Now instead of 4 times a year, it's twice a year. So that automatically changed 2 and 2. My future value, that's what I want to solve for. All right, so I can see that with my higher interest rate and my, hey, there we go. My higher interest rate made me more money. So the better investment is to choose option 2. And this is something that you could explore with a variety of interest rates and try to decide when is the best value. And that's something we'll talk about more in class.